Well, welcome everyone to our free virtual assistant training today, sponsored by VAnetworking.com. Today I'm going to do my best to explain to you why I love being a virtual assistant. I'm also going to share with you some of the resources I use every day in my VA business, and most of them are free too, so I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. It's great to see people from all over the place. I'm from White Rock, British Columbia in Canada. I see people from all over the place. We even got some BCers here today, so that's really cool. Maybe we can get together sometime and do some kind of meetup. My virtual assistant, Danielle Boschman at proactiveVA.com, she will be helping us with this webinar today, so if you have any room questions, please do ask her and she will help you out. Now I'm going to throw up a poll for a moment here, and if you haven't answered it or taken the poll, please take the poll and let's see where you guys are all at in your businesses. How long have you been a virtual assistant? Maybe you aren't yet and you're just thinking about it. Maybe you've been a virtual assistant for 10 or more years. But let's just do a poll here, and I think I've broadcasted the results, yes, and we can kind of see where we're all situated. It looks like a third of us are just thinking about it yet and haven't done it yet. That's good. It's good to do your research before you get into any kind of business. It's great to see you guys here today, and hopefully you'll learn a little bit here about becoming a virtual assistant. For those that have been here for a few years and been a VA, hopefully I'll give you a couple of tips here and resources that maybe you didn't know about and that you'll be able to use in your business. Okay, so great poll. I'll hide that here now, and we'll move on to gotta love being a virtual assistant. Okay, for those who don't know me, I started up my business in 1997, Medium Age Business Solutions. It's at mediumage.com as a virtual assistant practice. So I've been doing this for a lot of years. I can't even figure out the math there right now, but it's quite a few years anyways that I've been a virtual assistant. I was able to raise my 3 kids. My daughter actually is Danielle Boschman. She works for me now full time, and she's taking after her mom a little bit here and working as a virtual assistant too. So it's really cool to be a virtual assistant. It gives you a lot of freedoms to do whatever you want, whenever you want. And it's great owning your own business. So you got to love being a virtual assistant. So that was back in 1997. In 2003, I wanted to network with other in the VA industry, so I started up my virtual assistant network called VAnetworking.com. And today our network has grown to over 20,000 registered members, and it's the most visited resource online to help VAs find the success they want in their business. And we just celebrated 10 years online this past month. At our network, you can connect, share, discuss, and find support for the virtual business at any time of the day or evening. I went there at 2 o'clock in the morning and got answers to my Microsoft Word problems, so I didn't have to struggle trying to figure it out by myself. So it's a super resource for your business. And if you haven't checked us out yet, it's VAnetworking.com, and it's free to join. And I really recommend you check us out someday. Okay, so let's move forward and talk about why I love being a virtual assistant. And at the end of this webinar, I'll stick around and answer any questions you have. I've got lots of time after the webinar, so don't feel like you're leaving without a question answered. I will do my best to answer any questions, or at least lead you in the right direction to the answers to them, okay? Okay, so let's move on here a little bit. I've got lots to tell you about today, and hopefully we'll get through it under the hour time and still have time for questions. First and foremost, let's define who a virtual assistant is so that we're all on the same level, okay? We've got a lot of people in here that are just learning about virtual assistants, and it's great to have a definition here that we all understand. So at vanetworking.com, we define a virtual assistant as a highly skilled, independent professional who remotely provides administrative, technical, and/or creative business support services. And sometimes I even go further and say that partnering with the VA as their client, it reduces a client's stress, protects their cash flow, eliminates their administrative hassles, and enables people to find the success they originally set out to achieve. So a VA, in my books, is the glue to helping clients succeed in business. So let's talk about the benefits of hiring a virtual assistant, and these are the benefits to the client. First of all, it's cost effective. Hiring a virtual assistant, clients save money since they don't have to pay for office space, for that secretary to be in their house or their office, right? Not to mention all the trivial luxuries of having an employee that they would normally have to pay. And you guys can type into the box here things that you might be thinking of that are extra things that a client would not have to pay. And, you know, by hiring you, they don't have to pay for computer equipment, office supplies, software updates, administrative costs, overtime pay, you know, UI insurance or workers' compensation, health and dental benefits. That's why it makes it really cost effective to hire a virtual assistant. They also have full business support on an as-per-needed basis, so they only hire you when they need you, right? You're not maybe necessarily sitting there 9 to 5 for them. Maybe you're only working an hour or two a day for them. It reduces the stress for clients since now they don't have to do everything and anything. They've got that extra help. And in the end, it frees up their time, which gives them time to focus on what they love doing best, whatever that might be. Okay, on to our next slide here. Let's see what I got. So a successful virtual assistant is a valuable partner in a client's business. They're the person who the client can depend on, just like a partner in their business. And if you look at being a virtual assistant in this way, you'll end up becoming a team that can beat all odds in a business. Having a successful business isn't easy, but if the clients can have a really great VA by their side, it can sure take the heat off and make it simpler and less stressful getting there for them. So there's a lot of benefits for a client to hire a virtual assistant, and I just wanted you to know that because, you know, in the end, you want to know what the benefits are for the client so you can put together your sales and marketing and tell them about those benefits, right? What services can a VA offer? You can just put this in the general chat area, guys, not in the speaker box, but different things that you think that a VA can do. Well, I'll give you an idea here. There's all kinds of things that a VA can do. They can do a lot more than just typing. And depending on your skills and interests, VAs can focus on generalized administrative services. They can specialize in a specific niche, or they can be a Jackie of all trades. Each of you, as a virtual assistant, will have your own service list of what you love to do best. And that's what makes us so unique from each other. A virtual assistant can offer a variety of skills to a business owner to help their business succeed. Okay, so one of the biggest questions I get come across my desk here is this: what services can a VA offer? Or how can I make good money as a virtual assistant, really? Well, it all boils down to your services, and let me explain niche services a little bit, or specialized virtual assistant services, as this takes VA virtual assisting one step farther, okay? Most of us will be generalized VAs, right? We do the administrative things, tasks and services, check email, just the basic things a secretary would do in-house, okay? Personal assistants, that kind of thing, all right? That's basically what a generalized VA is and what most of you will start out as. But if you really want to make the big bucks in this business, you might want to specialize or niche yourself. And there's a few ways that you can niche yourself as a virtual assistant. The first one is you can niche yourself as a professional virtual assistant, and that's someone that works with a specific profession, okay? Examples of some of these professions might be real estate, legal, coaches, maybe you only work for speakers and authors. Okay, that's what I mean by a professional niche virtual assistant. And these VAs have dedicated themselves to learning the needs and requirements of this specific profession, as well as the software programs that are utilized to meet these needs. So if you're a real estate virtual assistant, right, that's very niched. And you'll know the software programs like, I forget what they're called, some top producer or something like that that VAs in real estate need to use. And you'll know that industry really well. You'll be specialized, niched in it. There's other niches. Some VAs are really technical oriented, right? And they provide technical services for their clients. And that might include things like web design, search engine optimization, setting up shopping carts, setting up blogs, more technical related things, okay? And basically a technical VA is involving anything that needs something set up, right? But that's another niche. I mean, there's so many different ways you can niche yourself. Some people niche themselves just as a bookkeeper virtual assistant. All they do is bookkeeping. You know, they know QuickBooks inside and out, and they help their clients get everything ready for the year end to take to the accountant. They're bookkeeper VAs. Maybe they look after the shopping cart sales and different things like that as well. There's marketing VAs, and that can involve all kinds of things with regards to marketing, internet marketing, direct marketing, article writing, copywriting, blogging, you know, whatever. Some of these VAs in marketing even take it a step further and niche themselves even more and become things like social media VAs, right? You've heard of that before, where they focus just on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and helping their clients market through those social networks. That's what my daughter does, Danielle. She's a social media VA. That's what she specializes in. So there's lots of different ways you can specialize and niche yourself. Who knows what the next one's going to be? Okay, it could be a mobile virtual assistant. You know, with so many people using cell phones nowadays, maybe we'll have VAs doing business just from their mobile phones and helping their clients do business from their mobile phones. Who knows what the next niche is, okay? I have a few VAs that work for me, all in their own special areas. You know, I have a generalist VA that does all my administrative, email, correspondence, travel, project manages all my other VAs. She's kind of my Jackie of all trades. I've got a social media VA, that's Danielle, and she does all my Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn accounts, maintenance, all that kind of thing. Excuse me. I've got a technical VA where, you know, they look after my website, my blog, my podcast maintenance, and any other programs I have. I've got a bookkeeping VA that just does my books. I've got a marketing VA that looks after all my online marketing campaigns and promotions and stuff. So there's lots of niches you can go into. You know, a virtual assistant can offer various skills to a partnership for the business owner to help their business to succeed. And you know, if you want to take it one step further and really make big bucks in your business, you know, you could start up a multi-VA business. Have you ever heard of that term? It was coined by Michelle Jameson. Anyways, what it means is that you hire all of these VAs, you offer all of the services, and you hire all these specialized VAs and take a cut off the top of that for project management. So can you make six-figure incomes in the VA business? Definitely. I have for quite a while now. So, you know, niche yourself, consider outsourcing, becoming a multi-VA business. There's lots of different ways you can do it, and you can make a bloody well good living just as a generalized virtual assistant too. Okay, next question I get asked all the time is how much will I make as a virtual assistant and how do I get paid? Okay, well, a virtual assistant, I'm going to say don't go any lower than 25 bucks per hour, okay? Probably $30, $35 is more the hourly rate you should be looking at once you figure out your overhead and all your costs. And, you know, do figure out what your costs are going to be and what can you afford to work for per hour, and that will be your hourly rate. Okay? But there's different types of pricing. And first of all, we've got hourly rate, and it's perhaps the most common pricing method for service-based business. The only problem with hourly pricing is that you're limited by the number of available billable hours in a day. It doesn't account for the speed you may have developed over time, working faster. So in the end result here, you have to raise your hourly rate to account for expertise and experience, right? When you think about it, you know, when we worked in the corporate worlds, you might have got paid for 40 hours a week working there, right? But when you're working for your business, 40 hours a week takes a lot more to bill than it would just being paid as an employee. Because when you're running your own business, you're probably working more like 60 hours a week and probably billing 20 to 25 hours a week. Okay, because you've got other overhead things like marketing and administrative work, doing your own books, whatever it might be, okay? So you have to take that into consideration when you figure out your hourly pricing. Another way to charge your virtual assistant rates is through retainer plans. You know, there's the pay-as-you-go hourly rate, you know, they pay by the hour, or there's retainer plans. And they're still paying by the hour this way. It still works, it's still based off your hourly pricing, but you give them a discount. If they pay like for 5 hours for the month at 190 bucks or whatever it might be, you give them a 5% discount. So if your hourly price was $40 an hour, that's your pay-as-you-go hourly price, you might set something up like 5 hours, you give them a 5% discount, that's $190. Or 10 hours, they get a 10% discount, $360. Okay? And you know, you can set this up on your website, and I will pull up quickly here my website. I'm going off topic a little bit here, which I usually do in my webinars, but just give me a chance here to show you, and I can kind of show you how I set them up on my website. So I have a starter virtual assistant plan. You know, you save $50 off our hourly pay-as-you-go rates. So if they take this plan, they're going to save 50 bucks, right? But I give them incentive to take one of these plans instead of paying as you go, all right? And as you can see, we're charging $60 an hour for our VA rates and higher for internet marketing specialty services. But that's how you set up your retainer plans and get them on your website and make them available for people to buy them. Another way you can pricing method is package pricing. The pricing determination is based on your services rather than your time. And keep in mind that when you tell someone what your price is, they're thinking like, wow, you know, I can't pay for 10 hours per month at $400 per month, because you know, they don't even know what they're getting for their money. Whereas if the client knows what they're getting for their money, they'll more easily justify the 400 bucks. And I'm going to throw up another website here. And sorry, Danielle, I'm going to pull up you because I know you have packages on your website, but she has packages on her website. And basically, you know, she charges all in one, a Pinterest package, for example. She pins 30 of your blog posts to Pinterest, utilizing your graphics to create eye-catching pins for $300, right? She's basically tells the client exactly what they want, and clients like these packages, because they know exactly what they're getting. You know, they're getting all this for their Facebook setup, branding, and remodeling. Okay? They know exactly what they're getting for their dollar, and they can budget it in. So package pricing works very well, and a lot of clients like paying that way as well. And then there's project pricing, a one-time project. So often on the forums, I see the question, I have a potential client that needs me to do X, Y, and Z. Has anyone ever priced this out? And, you know, it would be things like mass mailings and calling projects or database entry. They're all one-time projects. So basically you have to price that out and work on your hourly wage, and that would be a one-time project that you quote. Okay, but those are about the 4 types of pricing methods that are in use right now. Go back here for a second. Yeah, okay. How do I receive payments? In a nutshell, my clients pay me up front before I work for them. I accept payment mostly through my merchant account, through the click of my website, or through 2Checkout or PayPal. And again, the way I entice people to pay up front is to do those monthly retainers or package pricing and stuff like that. I really don't recommend working virtually any other way, or you may run into problems collecting, and you don't want to spend your whole time at the end of the month chasing after people virtually to pay their bills. So if anything I can say is get paid up front before you do the work. Remember, we are virtual, they are virtual. We don't know who these people are, and you want to be paid up front for the work before you start. And if you're not, I'd be leery about that. Maybe get half the money up front at the very least. I'd get it all up front. I've been getting it all up front for years and never had a question about it. You know, if they want me to work for them, they pay up front, pay as you go hours. So don't be too worried about saying that to people. It's becoming quite the norm now, working for people online. Okay, and you can even do those escrow things, you know, where you there's these websites online where you can pay in escrow, so that if, you know, something does come up that isn't right, there's some mediator in there to figure it out for you. Okay, someone was asking, where do I find clients? Here's where you find a lot of your clients, all right? Join virtual assistant organizations. We've got ours, the VAinsiders.com. Okay, we have RFPs coming through the board every day. We've probably got one of the most popular job boards. I know there's iva.org and different other organizations out there. Join the organizations that are virtual assistance organizations. Those are where you're going to find the best jobs. Okay, first and foremost, that should be in your marketing plan, just to be getting access to those job boards. Where else can you find them? Your social networks. You know, go to Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and watch for people that need virtual assistants and start engaging with people in your target market there, and, you know, get known there as the VA, so that if they come along and need a virtual assistant, they're going to have a relationship with you and they will call upon you and hire you. Look at your local community. You know, get out there in your local business community, even your personal community. I've met and gained new clients just by going to my son's hockey game and talking a bit of shop. All right, there's always an opportunity when you start getting to know people. They'll ask you, what do you do, and things like that, and word gets out about what you're doing. Hanging out with your target market. You know, if you work for coaches, then start going to those conferences where all the coaches are going to them. Or start hanging out in the forums where those coaches hang out. Start hanging on those social networks. All right, start hanging out where your target market is, and you will eventually get known and start getting new clients. Word of mouth. is always good. You know, a client do really good work and a client will refer you to their friends type thing, okay? Really, it's networking. Just get out there, start networking. There's lots of, in your local communities, there's lots of BNI groups, there's chambers of commerce locally. You know, there's lots of ways to get out and get known and find clients through word of mouth and networking. Most important though, join your VA organizations and get on the job boards. That's where most of our VA insiders are getting, you know, full client bases. We've got jobs coming in every day. So let's move on a little bit. I know I'm running late here, but you know, sometimes it does run to be 90 minutes when I get yapping. Marketing plan. Why do VAs need a marketing plan? Well, how can you get to your destination if you don't have a map on how to get there? You need to develop a marketing plan to help show and guide you towards a money goal. All right? It will give you a formal record of your marketing goals along with a plan of action to attain these goals. It's your blueprint to success to help you reach the dollar figures you want to reach. So I really recommend you do a marketing plan and put it into place, and you will definitely get a full client roster if your marketing plan, you apply it, okay? It will help you make money. How do you market your business? There's two ways to market your business, and I'm not going to go into this in too much detail as it's each of these little sections are workshops on their own, but you can learn a lot of this stuff at our free network, or if you're a VA insider, I speak on each of these topics every month with our VA insider training. The first one's direct marketing, the other's online. And direct is anything you do physically from your office, you know, like mailing out flyers, advertising, newspaper ads, business cards, trade shows, putting a booth in your local Soho show, attending Chamber of Commerce meetings or BNIs and other local networking groups. That's direct marketing. I don't do a lot of direct marketing for a couple of reasons. I find it expensive. Print advertising is expensive, and I just don't like working with local people. I prefer to keep my business virtual. That's why I started it up, so I didn't have to go out for lunch and meet all these people and put my makeup on and get out of my house coat and everything else. But a lot of people like to work local just for that reason, so they can get out and meet people. So it's really a choice of your own. Online marketing is what I do mostly. I mean, you got to have a website. It's super important to have a website, and I've talked about this in many webinars past. We are promoting virtual services, so we must be perceived ourselves as virtual and have a website. It's our storefront, okay? Other online marketing that you can do is search engine marketing, search engine optimization, ranking high in the search engines so that people can find you, building your list. You can get clients that way. Like they say, the money is in the list. And there's social media. Put a search in Twitter for virtual assistants and you'll find tons of people asking how they can find a virtual assistant. It's all about networking. Again, get out there, get known, participate in, excuse me guys, I'm coughing here, participate in events that are coming where you can network with your own business colleagues and network with your clients and where they hang out, all right? The secret to marketing your business is networking. I just wanted to show you how VAs run their business, some of the everyday tools that I use, and I need to check the time here and see what we're at. Okay, so these are some of the tools I use every day, and most of them are free, and I'll have links for you to find them if you don't use them. Let's just go through them, and I'll show you what they are. The first one I use a lot is Skype. Skype is a way for me to chat with my clients. I can share my desktop with them. I can do conversations with them, voice. sharing desktop. It's invaluable to me, and it's free to use. So if you're not using Skype, I recommend finding it and using it. And I've got little shorty links. Our shorty link is vajot.com, and usually if you just put a / in the name of whatever I'm talking about, you'll find a shorty link to it. That's the quickest way I can remember to send you to them. But if you're not using Skype, use it. Online clients working online, a lot of them use it nowadays, so they are very familiar with it, and you can do a lot of different things with it in your VA business. The other thing you're going to want is something to keep track of your time. I've used Timestamp. It's a really old program. It is free, so that's why I like it. It's very simple. I mean, there's lots of time programs that you can track your time out there. Just use something, find something that works. I'm just showing you what I use, and if you guys have other things that you use, please type it in and share it in our networking chat area for others, things that you like, all right? But this is what I use, and basically I have my client set up, and I just start timing, and then when I quit, you know, and you can put in your hourly rate and everything, and then you can export this and put it into a timesheet or whatever at the end for your client. But I can start the clock, I can stop it when the phone rings, whatever I want. But I really like Timestamp. Keeps me pretty accurate with whatever I'm trying to keep track of. And it is free, it's open source. So you can go to that link and find it. Project management. Danielle and I have been using this project management software called Asana lately. It is free as well. Let me see if I can pull that up. There's my Asana right there, and when I log in, all our tasks are in there, everything I've got to do, you know, with descriptions and different things. Our correspondence is kept here. Danielle's in there, and we can keep track of everything, our different projects we have on the go, and different things like that. So it's a good tracking system. I really like it. We use it a lot, and guess what? It's free too. So if you don't have a project management system yet, look at Asana. There's lots of other ones, Central Desktop, Basecamp, Team Project PM, or whatever it is. There's all different kinds of ones. And if you actually go to just www.vajot.com, we actually have if you just go directly there without any forwards, we list all of our business collaboration and project management tools, things that we recommend. There's links to everything right here, okay? So that's a really good resource for you for the virtual assistant. But Asana is what we use for our project management. For billing, FreshBooks seems to be the up-and-coming way to use billing for virtual assistants. It's really easy to use. It's $20 a month, under $20 a month. You can pick up a 30-day trial there. You're going to have to pay a little bit of money once in a while to keep running your business. You can't do it all for free. Even QuickBooks cost me $300 or something a year to upgrade to it. Either or, you're going to have books for the IRS at the end of the month, at the end of the year, to pay your taxes. But FreshBooks is something that a lot of VAs are using, so you can check it out there. How do you collect money? Most of the VAs use PayPal to collect money. Okay, they have pretty small processing fees. They are free to join and accept payments through, but you're going to get a processing fee, and they're pretty harsh on their exchange rates too, but at least you're getting your money. There's also to checkout. Again, if you go to vajot.com, we've got all kinds of internet merchant accounts that you can use to collect money. People are very comfortable with PayPal now, so you know it's not such a big thing. They will use PayPal to pay. A few years ago people wouldn't, but now it's pretty norm. Another thing I use is Google Docs. I use that a lot. I have tons and tons of documents in our Google Docs drive. I've got, I've got everything from, I've got, each folder has different Excel sheets and different things in them that I can share with my group. So there's lots of stuff that I use Google Docs for. What I also do is I also combine it with JotForm. So like say a speaker sends me their application, I can get all their information here and it automatically goes into a spreadsheet for me into Google Docs, and that's jotform.com if you haven't heard of that before. But it coincides with Google, plus it coincides with the next one I'm going to speak about here, Dropbox. And you can use all three of these all in one spot. Dropbox basically is a place to store files in the cloud. And here's my Dropbox folder. But see, I've got a virtual assistant conference coming up, and all the speaker files, they go into here, they come through JotForm, then they go into Google Drive, so they're recorded so I know what's inside, and then they go right into my Dropbox, where I keep them there until I'm ready to look at them. So Dropbox is a great way to store stuff in the cloud. And also you can send the links to your clients. If you've done something for them, you can say it's in Dropbox or whatever, and they can have their own folder. And Dropbox, I believe, is free to use up to a certain amount, a limit. I'm not sure of the limit. My account's always been free. That's because I refer so many people to it, and if you refer people to Dropbox, then they'll give you more space. So I think I've got lots of space because I've referred people to it so many times. Check out Dropbox, and you'll find that's a great place to keep things in the cloud. What's another resource? Hootsuite. Hootsuite, I use it to look after my social networks, and I'll just log in here to Hootsuite. And you can see up here I have all my social networks that I look after, even a couple clients there. And I can go in and I can have scheduled tweets. I can see everything. I've got all these links up here, scheduled posts, my Facebook page, Google Plus, you name it. I can follow everything in here. You can add your accounts like LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Plus, everything, and kind of have it all in one spot so you're not jumping back and forth from program to program. I really like Hootsuite. It's taken hours off of my social networking because it's all in one spot, right? I can just go check it all out in one spot and deal with it from there. So if you're not using Hootsuite yet, I believe they have a free account. They did last time. You may want to upgrade and get different things, but I think the upgrade's only like $6 a month. Again, sometimes really good to invest in your business and get some of these tools that are going to save you hours and hours of time, because your time is money, right? What else do I use? You want to build a list at some point, right? MailChimp I don't use, but it is free, so that is why I put it out here, okay? I actually use one shopping cart for my mailing list, but there's MailChimp, there's Aweber. They're all going to cost you once you get up to a certain amount. MailChimp is free up until 2,000, I think it's 2,000 users. I'm not even quite sure. You'll have to double check on that. But eventually they make you pay too. So, if your goal is never to have more than 2,000 people on your list, maybe MailChimp will work for you. I'd probably go with Aweber or something like that, but you have to start paying with them right away, right? And they're about $30 a month. But you'll need something to run a list and to collect emails and to get a list so that you can, because the money is in the list, marketing to your list, right? So there's MailChimp. That's a free one. Again, I'm just throwing you some free ones up here. If you go to vajot.com without anything / after it, you'll come to all different kinds of ones that I recommend. So there's a variety of them. Another thing I would be lost without in my business is Ring Central. You know, here's my Ring Central right here, my little soft phone, and I get calls coming in here. It houses my 1-800 number. I can fax. I've got 2 1-800 numbers. I can actually listen to my calls, right? You know, and I can call out. I can do all kinds of things with my phone from any computer. All right, and you can also use Ring Central to look after a client's phone. All right, if you have their access and their phone number. So Ring Central is really good. I use it for faxing and telephone and answering service. I really like it. You're going to start at $6.59 a month for faxing, right up to, I think mine, I don't know, I pay just over $100 a year for it all, so it's not really that expensive. And it really works well for a great phone system for me with the 1-800 number. So check out Ring Central. What else do I have? Oh, here's another one. Now these last two aren't free. Of course, they're things that cost a little bit of money, but like I said, you have to invest a little bit of money into your business if you want it to succeed. Make sure you have a passwords program. I keep all my passwords in Passwords Plus. I've used it for years. There's lots of other ones out there. I like this one. I probably wouldn't recommend using a free one, because if you're using a free passwords program, I gotta wonder why it's free and how they're making any money, and if they're not making any money by giving it away free, what's their security like, right? So I like to spend a little bit of money on something that's protecting my banking information and my clients' information and stuff like that. So I do use Passwords Plus. There's lots of them out there, different ones, but have some kind of password protective program. But those are basically resources that I use every single day, and I'm just trying to think what's in my taskbar. I do use QuickBooks. I do use an FTP program, you know, but that's because of my niche. So not necessarily you would use it. Oh, I use this all the time if you're on a Windows. It's a snipping tool. And I can go in here and I can just snip something like this off the screen, and there I've got the picture. And I can use that in whatever I want. Yeah, those are the things I use the most. And yeah, someone mentioned TeamViewer. Danielle did. We use TeamViewer. That's kind of like log me in. It's free. I should have put that up, Danielle. I'll put it up next time for our another resource if I do this webinar again, because that is definitely a great way to share your screen and different things like that. But those are some of the main resources that I use as a VA. I really want you to pop over to VA Networking and join our forum. Here's a free ebook to teach you about all the resources we have at our forum, but like with over 20,000 members at our forum, and it's free to join, you're going to find all the information you'll ever want to need in that forum. And if you've never been to a forum before, a quick overhead of what it's like there, you just click on here, free to join, and you can get in there. And we have tons and tons of topics on everything from networking and social media to getting clients. And you basically can just go in there and click on a link and learn about it and respond to it. Okay, lots of information. We have over, I think there's 500,000 posts in there on information. Search as your best friend, type in something that you want to learn about, and you'll find, I'm not signed in right now, so it might not let me search, but you'll find all different kinds of topics in the networking forum. So do check out that free network, my free network, And we've got all kinds of stuff there. I'm not going to go into this in too much depth here, but you know, we've got our network, and I have so many things going on there. Just download that Kickstart package, and it will teach you about all the things going on. We've got, you know, virtual assistant startup systems. We've got our VA Insiders Club. We've got coaching and training, all kinds of things happening at vanetworking.com. And upcoming is our online conference, and that's what I want to talk to you about here for a few minutes, guys. We've got our VA Virtuoso seminar starting April 14th to 18th. I've got 20 speakers going to present a webinar just like I presented you here today. It's going to be about an hour long each webinar, and they'll be there for Q&A. All of these speakers were at one point virtual assistants themselves or are virtual assistants. You're going to learn from people that have been there and done it, okay? This is an online conference I put on twice a year. I think I'm going to just start doing it once a year because it's quite a big load, so you might not be getting another one until next year this time. But we present 20 different topics that are all related to virtual assistant businesses, like 5 keys to consistent income as a virtual assistant. Fire that webmaster and create your clients' websites yourselves. You know, become an online business manager. YouTube for virtual assistants and how to serve your clients' needs. We talk about pricing, rates, retainers, packages, and products. If you wanted to learn anything about virtual assistants or re-educate yourself, we've got everything you can think of in these 20 speakers that will be presenting April 14th to 18th. It's 20 hours of webinars, and it's only 37 bucks. Yep, yeah, I said it right, 37 bucks. For $37, you get to attend each live webinar. That's 20 webinars. You'll have a group coaching, or group Q&A, I mean, at the end with each of the speakers. Each speaker usually has something downloadable for you, or they may have discounts and perks. We've only got 21 seats left. I've been doing early bird draws for VA Virtuosos over the past month, and there's only 21 seats left. You can see right here, I've got one. We're right down to, I don't know, we're up to 80, so that's 79. So we do really only have 21 seats left. Where I'm hoping that it'll fill up here in the next day. You know, it's only $37 to attend and listen to all these speakers. If you want the recordings to the event, maybe you can't attend each webinar. We're going to have 4 webinars a day between 9 and 4 p.m. If you can't attend, you want to upgrade, you can upgrade to the gold package, and it includes everything in the silver, but you get the recordings for 6 months too, so you can listen to them, you know, at your own time or whatever. But for those of you just starting out and just researching this, and you've got time to check it out, 37 bucks is pretty cheap for you to get these 20 webinars on these topics. And it'll be just the same, it's the same type of room that you're getting here. You know, you'll get a webinar presented the same way as I presented it today. You'll have a chat area, you'll have an area to ask the speaker questions, and sometimes we even turn the microphones on for you guys to chat too. So if you got a microphone, you can chat in between. It's great networking. In between the event, we do hold a lot of networking in between the hours. I mean, the first one's at 9 till 10, and the next one starts at 11. So in between, you know, we sit there, and there is a general chat area where you're networking with your business colleagues. So you really get to know each other. It becomes a real VAVS tribe. But if you've got a chance, pop over, check it out. You know, we've got a blog there. We do have prizes as well. We've already given away quite a few of the early bird prizes. We gave away quite a few for buying tickets earlier. If you didn't see that, well, there's still other prizes to be won here just by registering. Dan Morris, Gillian Pritchett, Lisa Wells, Kathy Thomas, and Janine Klontz, plus more. I've got more prizes that are being given away during the event. So lots and lots of fun things during the event. And it's $37. If you want the recordings, it'll be $97, okay? If you just want to come live and just attend each webinar, it's only $37. I have 2 levels just because I know there's some people that can't afford commit to $97, even though I must say that's pretty cheap still for 20 hours of training on subjects that are targeted directly to the virtual assistant. Anyways, do check us out. We've only got 21 seats left, and I did show you that to show you proof. But when I say there's only 21 seats left, yeah, there only is. Okay, let me see if there's any questions, guys, that I can answer that you may have. Again, check out vavirtuosos.com and hope to see you there and network with you. Now let me see what I've got for questions. Valerie asks, how did I get my first client? That's where I am right now. Valerie, and there's different ways everybody gets their clients. I got my first client in a weird sort of way. I was working at a job and I got laid off. And actually what happened was the boss up and took off and left all the old clients hanging. They had all this work that they'd paid for to have done and nobody to do the work for them. So I went to the clients and I says, listen, I'll do that work for you for free. And if you think you like the work I've done for you, maybe you can keep me on and hire me as your virtual assistant forthwith, right? And I would do the work for you virtually. Now, at the time, I didn't know there was a term as virtual assistant, so I won't say I was saying VA, but I said I'd do the services for them. So I did the work for free for them, finished up all their work, and they hired me on and kept me on. And that's how I got my first clients. But there's lots of ways to get your own clients. Network. Go out there and get known. Be helpful and share what you know, and people will start turning to you, and you'll get hired. Monica says, hello, she's from Slovakia, Europe. I think what you're asking here, Monica, is can you work as a virtual assistant in your country? Yes. Being that you're virtual, you can work as a virtual assistant from anywhere. People don't even have to know where you live. I mean, a lot of times my clients don't even know I'm in Canada, right? They just know they're working with Tawnya, virtual assistants. I'm sure you check with your own community, your city, and see what involved with starting up a business, but you can become a VA in any country. Asha, you ask, if a VA focused on project management, what type of task would they provide? Well, Asha, if you were a project management virtual assistant or something, maybe first of all, you'd want to know all the software like Basecamp, Team Project PM, or Central Desktop, or Asana, or whatever. You'd want to know those softwares inside and out. Maybe you would project management is just looking after projects and organizing and keeping everything on time. That would be definitely a niche for you. So yes, project management is a good niche. And if you can do that kind of thing, you're ahead of the game as well for your own business, because you'll know how to keep yourself organized as well. Irene asks, is it better to start with hourly pricing when just starting out? Move to retainers once you have steady clients? Irene, that's a personal choice. I started with both. I have an hourly price, and then I had retainers as well, so that I thought the retainers might entice them a little bit because there's a discount, right, if they order so many hours. So personally, I'd probably start with twice or both, okay? Have your hourly pay as you go, but also have retainers available to them too in case they want that special deal, that discount. Nina, you ask, where did you find VAs to hire in your business? I've hired a lot of VAs over the years, to be honest, here's how I find them. You know, I have my VAnetworking.com forum, and I have a lot of VAs, to over 22,000 VAs have come through that forum, and I've gotten to know them, and the ones that stand out to me are the ones that are helping other people in that forum. You know, they're always sharing what they know, they're always answering questions, they're engaging, and basically those are the people that I hire in my VA company, because if I see them helping people they don't even know and helping out things, they're engaging, they're forming relationships, and those are the true marketing experts, those people right there, those virtual assistants, because they've caught my eye, right? So what I suggest is going out there and engaging and forming relationships with your target market, and people will start hiring you. Etta, you ask, how do you get started as a virtual assistant? Etta, I'm going to recommend that you go and download that ebook, that free ebook, okay, and start there and join the forum, okay? Start there, all right? There's more information there on how to get going than you'll ever need. I've got lots of questions here, folks. I am working towards them all, so just give me a few minutes. I told you I'd stick around here the whole time and answer questions for you, so just bear with me. Diane asks, do you need GST, HST? And if anybody doesn't know what that is, those are Canadian taxes. They're governmental taxes. I believe, Diane, check with the GST, HST website. I don't think you have to claim it unless you make $30,000 or more, but Diane, I would claim it, and I'll tell you two reasons. Because number one, it establishes you as someone that's in business and making money, because you have to claim it if you're over a certain level, right? $30,000. So first of all, it gives you credibility that, hey, this girl must be making $30,000 or more. She claims GST, HST, right? And also you get to get back everything that you buy in your business, like computers, equipment, meals, certain meals, all your expenses. You get the GST, HST, you can get it all back anyway. So in the end, if you're charging it, fine, but you're getting it back because you get to claim it as well on everything. So I recommend claiming it, but that's a personal choice, and you'll have to decide what you want to do there. Sandy Lynn asked, what do you think of certifications? Are they worth it? What do you recommend? I definitely believe in certifications. I believe in them so much that we started up VA Certified, and I have a board from across the whole world. Our board, it's a certification process that we go through and look at each individual virtual assistant practice, and we certify you, and we've got representatives from all across the world, Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, all different places, okay? But I do believe in certification. I was asked by the clients to put a certification in place because they didn't want to have fly-by-night virtual assistants. They wanted people that had some credibility and had a certification behind them. The process is pretty stiff to go through our certification process. They're all processed manually. It takes 4 to 6 weeks, and you have to fill out a huge application form. There's no testing per se. We judge you on what you've already individually done, be it your education, be it your past experience, your corporate work experience, all kinds of things. But you can learn more about VA Certified about being VA Certified at vacertified.com. But I believe in certifications. Diane, you asked, do you have to be certified to be a VA? No, you do not. But what it does do is give you credibility, and you'll have this on your marketing materials. And credibility goes a long way in trust, and if people don't trust you online, they won't buy from you. But no, you do not have to be certified to be a virtual assistant. You guys wanted to have more information on the conference. Here's the link to go to with regards to the conference, vavirtuosos.com, and the webinar schedule is right on that page, so you can look it up It's from April 14th to 18th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. And there is a time converter on the website. If you can't make it at the given time, yes, they are recorded, but you will want to get the gold package because the silver package does not include the recordings. The gold package does. Silver package is $37. Gold, the only thing is different is it does have the recordings for $97. And you get those recordings for 6 months. Sharon asks, where can I go to get a sample contract? Sharon, I'm not quite sure. You could maybe do a research on the internet for that. I know our VA Insider Club members, we have contracts that we have for them. If you're a VA Insider Club member, we have contracts available, but as for sample ones, I'm not quite sure. You'd have to do a search on the internet for that. Barb asks, how do you deal with working across borders? Do you have to pay that country's taxes? Barb, no, I don't. I'm in Canada, and most of my clients are in Australia, Europe, and United States. I don't have to do any 1099s or whatever they call sheets. I like working for people in the States, and they don't have to pay any taxes when they pay for my services. The only time they'd have to pay for taxes is if they lived in Canada here in BC. So I don't have any problems working across borders. And it depends on the exchange rate. Sometimes it's cheaper to hire a virtual assistant in the United States, or sometimes it's cheaper to hire one in Canada, depending on your live with the exchange rates nowadays. Cindy asks, Tawnya, did you go directly into working full-time as a virtual assistant, or did you start a part-time and keep a part-time job also? I started a little bit part-time, Cindy, and I was working a full-time job. And I was doing that off and on, for about a year. And then I got laid off, so it went automatically into full-time. And I had 3 kids. So it took me about a month and a half, but pretty much a month and a half, 2 months, I was full client base because it was desperation, right? I had to get food on the table. I had to pay the rent, and I had no money up front. And I remember when I lost my job, we also didn't get pay for he owed us like a couple of weeks pay, so we lost pay as well. So it was really harsh, but I mean, it's amazing what you can do when you have to. And I think I spent every waking hour right down to cutting the neighbor's grass for 20 bucks an hour, doing whatever I could to get my business off the ground. So yeah, you can work part-time and do a part-time job as well. Asha asks, did you start out offering all the services you now provide, or did you concentrate on just a few? Asha, at the very beginning, I just did some general administrative services, and I did that for a couple of years until I figured out what I really loved doing, which was online marketing. And then I started to niche myself as I went along and learned what I loved doing. And, I tried a lot of different things. I was a legal secretary for years in the corporate world, so I tried working with lawyers. I tried working with real estate agents, and I found I really didn't like working with them. So it was more trial and error to find my niche. And one day I fell into internet marketing, and I just took it from there, and that's when I started, specializing in some services. But up until then, I was just a generalist VA. And I know a lot of virtual assistants nowadays that they're just general VAs. They just do general administrative work, and they do quite well. So you don't have to specialize. Helping Hand, she says, I just retired from my job as an administrative assistant with some legal experience. I'm thinking of becoming a VA. How would I market myself? Well, hopefully I've answered that question back in a few slides on different ways that you can market yourself, okay? There's offline marketing and online marketing. So take it what you may. Those are some of the main ways you can start. If you're a VA Insider Club member, we have a series called Getting Clients, and I teach you how to market and get clients. But the real secret is networking, networking, networking. Cheryl asks, how do you know what VA training programs are reputable and best for someone starting out? Some are very, very pricey. Good question, Cheryl. I've been around for 15 years. Anything that I recommend, if I'm promoting it, then it's highly recommended, okay? If you're just starting out, I actually have a system. If you go to virtualassistantinabox.com, that's the program I've been doing for, I guess it's been 8 years now that program's been in place. It's right here. It's helped, I think there's 600 virtual assistants get up and running. It includes your virtual website, includes your website, your hosting. I coach you. I walk you step by step through it. And yeah, it is $997, but if you had to put a website up and start everything in your business, you couldn't do it for less than that in the end. I'm just basically breaking even, applying you with the websites and the coaching and all the other templates and everything you get in this system. So, you know, you have to price it out. How much is it going to be for you to do a website, or if you're going to do it yourself, what's your time worth? It's all included in this system. But I really do recommend it if you're just starting out. And we also have just a workbook too, where you can, you know, get a workbook. We've got a lot of training at our vanetworking.com, and I think if Danielle's still here, she can just give you the link to all our training products on our website. Lots of resources there for you. And you're going to learn a lot at vavirtuosos.com if you're just coming here. You're also going to learn about a lot of training products available to virtual assistants by attending this, because some of the speakers each have their own training programs. You may find by listening in on these 20 speakers that, oh, you know, I like Tawnya and everything, but she just talks too bloody fast and I can't learn from her. Like, you know what I mean? We all have our own style of learning. And you may find that, oh, I like Lisa. She's calm, cool, collective, and she, you know, she gets me. She knows how to talk to me. So, you know what? I won't have speakers at this event that I don't recommend their training. And we've got a lot of different training out there for VAs, and how do you choose which one to pick from? Give me a call. Phone my 1-800 number. I'll tell you honestly what would work best for you. You know, I'm here just to support you guys and to help you guys get up and running as virtual assistants and be successful and have a life of freedom working for yourself just like I did. And that's why I've kept the forum free for 10 years now, and it'll always be free because it's there to help you guys. Helping Hand says, would being a notary help me in my business? Definitely, I think, because you can add that as a service specialty that you have. Sharon says, do you still find that a lot of your clients are still local, or are they more international now? Sharon, all my clients are, I only have one local client, and she's my nail lady. The only reason she's local is because she does my nails too, so we have a little agreement here. I help her out with some stuff, and she does my nails, and I love my nails getting done. But yeah, all my clients are worldwide now. I prefer not to work locally. Other VAs, they just love working locally because it gets them out of the house, right? And it gets them meeting up for lunches and different things like that. So it's really a personal preference. Shelley says, have you found it to be an issue if a person has strengths in PowerPoint and Word but not in Excel? No, I mean, Shelley, you could push out your PowerPoint and Word skills. You don't have to, you may never ask to do Excel. And you don't have to actually list things you can do, but maybe, you know, if they ask you to do something in Excel and you're not strong in it, you can consider outsourcing it too to another virtual assistant. That's why I say join the free forum, because you'll get to know other virtual assistants that are versed in areas that say you can't do a job. Maybe you can outsource it to them, right, and still not lose the client. Mary asks, Tawnya, you don't pay taxes but would have to claim the income at the end of the year. Yes, that's how it works. You have to do your income tax at the end of the year, so you don't pay taxes specifically at the time that you render your services, but you will have to provide an itemized list for your accountant or your bookkeeper or whatever of all the money you brought in, so that they can use that as income on your tax statement, so that you'll have to pay taxes on it. So what I recommend is saving a third of your money and know that it might go to taxes. If you've got lots of write-offs, though, you might not have to pay too much in taxes. You'll have to talk to your accountant about that. And that looks like all of the questions I have. If there's any other questions, please let me know or contact us at help@vasupportdesk.com, and I'll type that in, and I'll answer any questions through there as well. But I'm glad you guys hung around, and I know it went pretty long here. We went half an hour overtime, but I think the questions were great. And again, if I missed any questions, just drop me a phone call, drop me an email, whatever, and I'll answer them for you. But I hope to see you at vavirtuosos.com. It's a really good event. We're in our 9th season. I've done this 9 times, and you know, we always sell out. We could be sold out right now. I don't know. I may try and see if I can get more seats, but we'll have to see. I hope to meet you guys all at the VAS, and at the very least you're going to learn a little bit about virtual assistants. Not a little bit, I'm telling you, your mind's going to be so full, your brain's going to be in overload. You're going to learn so much at this event. You'll probably want the recordings so that you can go back and listen to them afterwards, but again, you don't have to get the recordings. You can just attend live, and it's only $37. A lot of training for that price. So hope to see you there, and I will get this recording out to you guys. And thanks for all your great questions. Thanks for coming today. It's great to see all these people here that are interested in becoming a virtual assistant. Like I said, it's the best job I've ever had in my life. You know, I can work when I want, wherever I want, and however I want. You know, I can wear whatever I want when I'm working. And I really love it, and it's helped me raise my 3 children on my own and been able to afford luxuries like living on the Pacific Ocean. I've got a view of the ocean here out my front door, and I'm actually about 100 feet from the ocean, so I can walk to the beach in a minute. But there's a lot of luxuries I've gotten from being able to work as a virtual assistant. And if I can help you guys get there too, I'm here for you. So thanks, and I hope to see you at vavirtuosos.com.